if he loses the feeling of control, he'll immediately push back, and that's how green beaners do it. I mean, it's really pathetic that like when people get green beans psychologically, they become fascists or Stalin. I mean, it's like I mean
Yeah,
to
but the thing, last time we were having an amazing conversation in a room that he opened, and Kelly made me a mod, and as soon as he came in the room, he moved me to the audience, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I mean, like I was there for like 3 hours, and we were having all an amazing conversation. He came in and started with his insecure masculinity. And yeah, I just feel sorry because it's really awkward when he acts like that. I
I
mean,
mean, he is who he is, like
on top of that, is like super zero. I mean, uh, it's zero attractive that for a woman. A man that feels insecure and threatened by someone else, and even a woman, it's like, yeah.
well, again, it's
Because
the
I think
green
he
bean. He
tries
likes
to
that
sell.
control.
He tries like to be like some sort of Andrew Tate, right? I think that's part of his
He's
business,
the liberal
which
Democrat Andrew Tate,
he
and a
teaches men how
convicted
to be
felon.
masculine.
Well, that's the thing is you may not truly be an alpha, but at least you are trying to get there, or you think you're trying to get there. I mean, but either way, he's just a political information addict. He loves he loves talking shit about Trump, and he's got TDS. There's a lot of people like him, older gentlemen that are basically effeminate, and
But I
they
don't, I don't, I don't even know his thoughts because every time I see him in a room, I mean, he's just bashing other people. He never has like a proper opinion based on, I don't know, philosophy or any thinking process. He just knows how to insult others and yell at them. But I have never really heard him actually get something out with with any type of uh, how do you say, with essence. Zero. None of the times. Well, I've never really like spent
well,
too much
he
time
runs
there
his
being
app like an A.
serious.
I know you've probably never been to an AA meeting or an NA meeting, but that's Alcoholics
Yeah.
Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, and he runs the rooms very much like AA meetings, where people go around in a circle and share, make a share, and then that's the way you run the room. There's no agitators. Basically, I do agree with the 60-second timer, where it should rotate amongst the.
That was a good idea, actually. I'm gonna think about how we can implement that because I thought it was a very, very good idea.
You can do it by verbally putting into rules saying, okay, everybody gets 60 seconds. I have a timer here, and we're going to go through the order. And if you don't talk in 10 seconds, we go to the next speaker. And then we just keep rotating. And if you decide to come off mic, you will immediately be gooed, and then you get put into a 10-minute timeout, and then you can be brought back up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should try that actually, because then it would be a proper popcorn and but a 60-second popcorn, even for the mods. Like it would be good even for the mods. Like 60 seconds, bim, next one. 60 seconds, bim, next one,
Yeah,
and so
because
on.
you end up having, individuals talking over each other, and then other people jumping in, and then the constant question asking, which is not presenting information or evidence. That's a tactic that people use to essentially escape any positioning. So it's like state your position, state your opinions, state your evidence, and then next speaker. And there's no, but what about this? And what about this? And what about the children here? And this and that? It's like, holy fuck. Like nothing
Yeah.
actually
And
gets discussed.
how do you think? I mean, like who takes the turn? Like the first one on mics or how?
That's why I said you're a ditz and that you need to use your MBA like an executive, because you just let people run at the mouth, and and this is my 60-second hypothesis, where as the primary green beaner, it only takes one person to manage it all, but you really have to
Yeah, no,
actively enforce the rules.
yeah, I need to be very strict. Yeah, right.
It's not strict. It's these are the three simple rules. If you break them, you get a 10-minute goo. And you don't let people just run and run and run and run for hours and dominate it by interruptions. Like Randy is the king of decimation. He will come off mic every single sentence and just go, that's not true. That's fucked up that you even let him do that. I mean, that is not kosher.
Well, the thing is that Randy in those rooms, he's completely outnumbered, and so I want him to also feel comfortable so that he can talk, you know. And yeah, I mean, like I really wanted to get him to speak to them because I know he's got a very opposed view. However, I think that there are things that they can agree on when we're talking about it kind of like philosophically, right? But when everything becomes a troll, I mean, like it's just, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's annoying to try to mod a troll, but try to mod like a serious conversation. I would love that Randy would take that thing.
I gotta tell you, you give him way too much credit. I don't think he's actually emotionally or even intellectually honest or capable of having real conversations. I think he's so partisan or so religiousized, because he, as a Greek Orthodox Christian, hates the Palestinian Muslims. He wants to be the power in that group. He despises them, but he knows a lot about them. But nonetheless, it does not matter. He can't have polite conversations with people. He can't just state his opinions. He insults everyone, saying, "Well, now you said that I can't say this, and can I interrupt? Can I like?" It's so obnoxious that he's not a cool person. That's my opinion, and I don't like him. I mean, I wouldn't hang out with him in the real world. Maybe for a brief moment, then I'd be like, "Yeah, you're just like you are the way on Clown House. Like, do you expect to get late tonight? Do you expect to have a fun time? What's wrong with you?" Like something's fucked up in that motherfucker's brain because he can't have an honest, regular conversation without constant, chronic interruptions. Blah blah. It's horribly annoying, and it shows that he's an amateur, immature, not a business professional. And if his coworkers knew the way he acts in his personal life, it would be even more annoying, I'm sure, than the way he probably treats people in the work environment.
Yeah, I don't know how he's in his work environment, but I agree with you that when he starts becoming like that, he's very annoying. But I also know the Randy that he's not trolling, and so I also know that he's capable of having actual conversations, and I know that he is not a retard, you know. So and that is what makes it probably more annoying to me because I know he can do much better. I know he can actually have, and he knows a lot, as you say, about Islam and about Christianity and all of this stuff. Like he really is knowledgeable about it, and he could be super interesting in a serious conversation. But he just yeah, I don't know, tries to, and that's the thing. He is not accidentally annoying. He does it because he wants to annoy people, and that's what's annoying to me. Because you could even have like real conversations, even if you want to joke here and there, that's fine. But yeah, his purpose is just to try to annoy the other people in the conversation. So
I mean, I am guilty of doing the same thing, meaning that like my propaganda is essentially disruption propaganda and just ruining people's experience. I mean, that's if you believe in,
well, maybe he's
propaganda.
doing the same that you are.
Well, I don't necessarily do it in the way that he does it. To me, the way he does it is really obnoxious because it's like if I were to do that, I would dislike myself. I like to treat people the way I like to be treated, and so the way that he has his conversation, I mean, first of all, I know you're not an English native speaker. He's not an English native speaker. So it's possible that the way that I hear it, it makes it doubly annoying for me because I don't hear it in an American English accent. It sounds to me like it's possible that that's why I find him so annoying. But I'm just saying that he doesn't really actually proffer real good information, evidence, or opinions. It's 80% heckling and 20% nothing burgers. So when he says, "Well, you just said nothing and everything at the same time," that's funny and true, but he does the same thing. Or when they say, okay, you can have your time to speak, he says, well, now that I've been given the time, I want no interrupt. Like, it's like, bro, state your fucking opinion and move the fuck on.
Yeah, he was doing that yesterday when I yesterday no when was the time when Randy came in the room? Yeah, I think 2 days ago. And so when he was complaining that he was not being let speak, and we were like, okay, talk, and everybody was muted, and he's like, can I talk? And I just stayed silent. And so because we didn't fall for it, like he was not disrupting the silence, so it's like, okay, talk. But yeah,
I
I
mean, there's
agree.
also the fact that he really hates Jews and then he's a confirmed anti Semite and he says I'm an anti Semite. I mean, that's not very cool. It's not very smart. I mean, I'm not for every liberal, woke leftist bullshit, but I don't dislike black people. I don't like anybody. I mean, I just view people as human beings. And if you
Yeah,
don't view Jews
individuals,
as
and
human
regardless
beings,
of who they are. Yeah. And there
you
are pieces of shit regardless of your religion and your color and your gender. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, how can you give him any respect when you know that this guy is actually a bigot, a hate speech person? He's a hater. In my opinion, that's evil. That's not Christianity that he seems to profess so much. I mean, I know a lot of black African Americans that were here before me. My parents, grandparents came over in 1900, and those people have a lot more credibility in terms of being an American than I do because their families have been here for 250 years. I mean, maybe that's not what makes you an American or a patriot, but Randy's no fucking patriot. He's a fucking Canadian, Jordanian, shawarma eating motherfucker. And I just, I find him to be horribly toxic personally. I don't think he has a very strong mental health, ratio. I mean, if he's going to go on about FetLife, then go on about Jesus Christ and the truth of the Greek Orthodox Church, and then go on about how Jews are evil Satanists and that he hates Jews and he's an anti-Semite. I mean, there's only one good reason to talk to him, to record him, to basically get a better understanding of Jewish derangement syndrome, of mental health difficulties, and he is who he is. I'm just saying that he's one person of many, but in terms of a psychological analysis, this platform really lets you get into people's psyches, and people talk freely and openly with total disregard to ethics, morality, virtue, character, etc. I mean, I'm guilty as hell, but like at least I'm creating content, or I know I'm retarded, but I'm saying that at least I'm putting the genie back in the bottle, and no one else is doing any real work here. They, I fear even for you why you come here and continue, unless you're recording and creating content. What is the purpose of coming on this app to divulge all your secrets in public for no fucking compensation? I mean, I hope one day people will pay me $10 a month to hear this bullshit, but it may never happen. But I can't like I said to that Joe Armenio, what have you learned from this app? He said that people keep
Uh-huh.
Joe Armenia, one of the founders and owners.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
He said, I can't believe people keep coming back and keep talking here. That's what he discovered. Like, and it's because of the drug that is created in your brain when you come and open this fucking app. That dopamine.
That's right. Yeah, the dopamine. That's it. Um, yeah, no, you said a lot there. I don't remember it all. But yeah. Anyway.
So check out my PTR. That is at a new restaurant that opened near my house. It's a 1920s
That
flapper.
that a date?
No, that is my waitress named Pepper, and that is a 1920s Al Capone themed speakeasy called Vito's Vault. And when you go to
Oh,
the
nice.
when you go to the back door and you say the secret word, a guy opens the door with a gun pointed right at you.
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, dude, I don't know, but I don't know if that's gonna go over very well with your customers. I
It's
didn't
a
say anything
fake
to him.
gun, right?
It's a fake gun, but it looks like a real gun. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, but it makes you shit yourself when they open the
Well,
door.
I'm just so conscious. I've handled weapons for so many years that, like, when somebody inappropriately points a rifle barrel at you, like, you want to smash that person in the face and be like, you fucking loser, you don't know how to handle a weapon. So it's like when a guy opens a door and says, what do you want? And he's got a gun pointed at you. You're like, I came here for the dinner.
Wow. Oh, but it was just the dinner was themed like that, or the bar is always themed like that?
It's called a like a dinner show where you prepay, you purchase a ticket, and then
Oh, okay. So it's always like themed like that. That's the type of dinner they have all the time, like
yeah,
actors and
yeah,
stuff.
it's actors. They it's a theme from the 20s during the Prohibition era when the government outlawed alcohol.
Oh,
So,
that's really cool, but I would freak out with a gun.
well, I don't think the owner is, the owner is like following his dreams of being a dinner show host, musician, singer, and it's kind of sad because I don't think he's going to make any money, but I filmed the whole event and I'll put it on YouTube and I'm sure there's a lot of
Oh yeah,
suckers.
I want to look at it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of suckers that tourists that say, "Oh, I want to go to the Al Capone, you know, dinner thing." I mean, he's got a opportunity, but he himself, his own ego gets in the way, and he was insulting the customers during his show. I was like, man, this guy fucking, he's gonna crumble. This business is gonna crater.
Wow, but that's cool. I love themed dinners. They're really cool. I went once here to a Sherlock Holmes one, and it was cool. Like they had like different places where you could walk and see like crime scenes and stuff like that. It was nice. But anyway, honey, I'm gonna go. I need to keep writing my thesis. I got a deadline tomorrow. So I'll see you later.
Okay, God bless. Take
Probably
care.
next week. All right, bye.
Bye bye. So Wesley, I'm here. I don't know if you want to say anything, but feel free. I'm gonna play some music or something. I got a plumber coming over here in 10 minutes to help me fix a leak. I don't know if you watched the full Kennedy speech, but apparently the video is 48 minutes long. I only listened to like 28 minutes of it, and man, fucking Kennedy roasts, fucking skewers, destroys, obliterates the Democrats, the big pharma, the big war, the big censorship. Essentially, technology, guns, and vaccines is what he's against. And he's 100% right because they're killing the American population. We're poisoning our children. I mean, as a 41-year-old man who loves 25-year-old women, many of these young women are horribly sick and they are not physical fitness specimens.
Yeah, I got to watch some of it. I got to watch some of the guys that they dressed the part. I don't know if you've seen them trolling. They're doing like interviews. Like, all right, you got to pick one: democracy or free abortions, or abortion, and the people are picking abortions. And yeah, there's been some really funny people that broke in. Mike Lindell, the owner of My Pillow, he shaved his mustache for the first
Yeah.
time in 30 years, and he went in undercover and got some cool content. Like I figure you'd like that part of it. And then as far as what RFK did, I mean, RFK just basically lit the entire DNC on fire. The entire convention has now been engulfed in flames and is in ashes with one press conference.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Everyone's attention. Say again.
Amazing. I created like 60-second snippets of the speech. They haven't really gone viral on my YouTube accounts because the algorithm knows what not to show. I mean, it generally shows anything that's not controversial, and since that they're a full vaccine censorship platform, he actually doesn't mention the word vaccine in the entire speech, which is fucking brilliant. He calls it a national epidemic health crisis. But he does not use the word vaccine, which is you can't use the word vaccine, which is crazy. But he calls it a national epidemic, health crisis or some other terminology. But that's brilliant.
Well, to switch gears a tiny bit, I was hoping that Izza was gonna say. So that was my first time to hear her in like a year. I guess she's had me blocked for a while, and I was hoping I was gonna get on stage there and be like, hey, maybe, I don't know. You can unblock me or what? See what she's. I don't know what I did to her. I don't think I did anything to her.
Well, you were probably shit-faced one day, and you were like going crazy on something.
You know what? Let me tell you about the. Let me tell you about Sweden or something dumb. Eating these chickens, bro.
She's a nice girl, but she's Guatemalan, you know. And I looked up Guatemala, and it turns out that there's a very wealthy land-owning family which essentially took the land from the indigenous and they rule the land with an iron fist. And guess what? Guess who Isa is? She is a Guatemalan colonist. She colonized her family, which are of Spanish descent, colonized the Guatemalan people, took their land and rule the country. And so everything she says, I mean, I take with a grain of salt because herself, though a wonderful person, is a bit of a hypocrite because most people have no idea what her background is, or what the history of Guatemala is. And so, as a republic or as a Republican herself, she's conservative, but at the same time, she's a little bit like global political. You know,
Yeah.
she's no angel. I mean, the one thing I've learned from that Kabbalah is that everyone has an evil inclination. Everyone. And women, I've even read that women are technically what we call Satan or the devil, and that a man is God. And that, so, you know, it's easy because we're so attracted to women. I think it's just so easy to quickly forget that a girl got to eat and there's a devil living in that belly. I mean, I think it's a useful thing to remember, but not always. I mean, you know, women are just so wonderful and beautiful. I mean, without women, the whole thing is in completely useless. So, you know, it's the birds and the bees. It's natural. It's nature.
We'd both probably be millionaires if it wasn't for women.
Well, if we were smarter when we were younger and we knew that women are going to waste our time, take our money, and then go to the next trough and eat over there, you would have reallocated your time and resources appropriately, and you would have recognized that that puta that, you know, cost you all that money, all that time, all that heartache was nothing but a puta, and she was just a pig chasa eating at a fucking trough, and now that bitch is at some other guy's trough. Well, good riddance, bitch.
Something like that. Well, yeah, you said you got the plumber coming over. Now you're gonna listen to music.
Yeah. Okay, God bless. Have a great day, great weekend.
You be real.
You
You're
too.
great. Proud
Thanks.
of you.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
And start repeating it day in and day out until your subconscious mind picks it up and automatically acts upon it. Now, this is going to take a little time. You can't expect to undo overnight what you've been doing to your subconscious mind back down through the years by allowing negative thoughts to get into it. You can't expect that to happen overnight. But you will find that if you emotionalize any plan that you send over to your subconscious mind and repeat it in a state of enthusiasm and back it up with a spirit of faith, if you'll do that, the subconscious mind not only acts more quickly, but it acts more.
This side, what is this side? I want to come to your side. Do you want to come to my side?